Um, I think some people aren't intelligent enough to grasp what I'm about to say here, but I'm sure most of you are. Arsenal are the victim and Crystal Palace are the victim, and the viewer is the victim. This is about officiating. This is not about, what team you support. If that happens at the other end and it's 1-1, I know Arsenal fans are going to lose their shit. I know it for a fact. I know what happens when you've got your glasses on that are tinted. Arsenal fans are going to go, nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. It's a goal. If I'm a Man United fan, I'm saying exactly the same. I get that. So I don't even listen to that opinion. Because I know if it's 1-0 and Palace do that on Raya, it's a foul. It's a foul. That's just how it works. The goal should be given because last week Howard Webb said about the foul on Trafford that they made the right decision. And as soon as he did that, he's opened up the floodgates for this. It's irresponsible officiating because Howard Webb and the PGMOL are not really fit for purpose. They're a walking contradiction. And they can't deal with this because this is going to be delivered in a concise way without a rant or a swear word in sight. This season, we have seen multiple goals ruled out for exactly what we've seen against James Trafford for Burnley last week and exactly what we've seen today. We've seen them ruled out. Prime case, everyone will remember, Alisson goes to catch the ball, Akanji touches his arm, foul given, no goal. It's very similar to what's happened there. It's very similar to what happened against for Burnley and James Trafford. Halfway through the season, inexplicably, the PGMOL have decided to change the rules on contact on the goalkeeper. So if that Alisson Man City thing happened tomorrow, the goal would be given because they'd have to follow what they've done today and what they did last week with James Trafford. We've basically changed the rules now. The goal has been given correctly today because the PGMOL and Howard Webb have now given a directive that you can do what happened to James Trafford last week, which is an attacking player can be aware of the goalkeeper and turn their back into them. And it won't be a foul anymore. It's always been a foul, but we basically had a rule change halfway through the season. So anybody who's saying that's a foul, I agree with you. We're so used to that being a foul. We are. And I agree. I think it probably should be a foul. But there's been a rule change. Watch what happened to James Trafford last week. Howard Webb, PGMOL said that's okay now. So I've got to applaud Arteta and I've got to applaud Ben White because they've seen what Howard Webb said and they've followed it to the letter. Ben White's not grabbing the player. He's not grabbing Henderson. He's not pushing him like that. He's very, very intelligently, probably on the advice of Arteta, gone and stood right next to Henderson. They've hung the ball up. And when Henderson's coming to claim it, he's just turned into him a little bit. Give him a bit of a nudge. Henderson's got no chance of getting it anymore because he's off balance and it goes in on the back post. It's excellent from Arsenal. It's excellent from Arteta and it's excellent from Ben White. And it's exploiting a rule change that Howard Webb publicly put out there this week. You can't moan about it. But you know what's going to happen? The PGMOL are going to have to backtrack. Because all we're going to see now is every club on a corner is going to stand around the goalkeeper, use their backs, and basically barge them into a position where they can't come and get it. So it'll change again. It will change again because it's not going to be sustainable to see goalkeepers being barged off from making the run to get the ball. Because that's what's happened. It's an obstruction. It's pure and simple. It's obstruction. Is Ben White obstructing Dean Henderson? Yes. Was James Trafford obstructed last week? Yes. And it always was a foul. But it's not a foul at the moment. But it will be a foul in the future. 100%. So, Arsenal goal correct. In relation to where we are at the moment, you can get away with it because Howard Webb says it's fine. But they'll stop it again soon. It will get stopped again because it's not sustainable. PJ says the goalkeeper's got no right to push through anyone either, says PJ. Well, mate, I'm not saying you make a bad point. I'm just saying it's always been a foul and now they've done a rule change. So, some people will agree with PJ. I'm sure they will, but it's always been a foul, mate. That's been a foul for 20 years, maybe even longer. They've just changed the rules halfway through. As for that, we've had a super chat here from Terrible Gamer. Douglas Luiz scored a goal from a corner where Ramsdale was being held. No one moaned. All White did was stood his ground. He didn't hold him, says Terrible Gamer. Yeah, it's still a foul, mate. It's an obstruction. If you don't think... Look, I've just said Ben White and Arteta deserve not Masters Awards. They deserve a medal. Not a medal. But they deserve praise. They've seen a gap in the market and they've taken it. If you think Ben White's just stood there thinking about, when he's getting his next spray tan, then you're wrong. He knows exactly what he's doing. Give your team some credit. They know Ben White knows exactly what he's doing there. You can see him moving his back into him. He knows exactly what he's doing. And fair play to him. And Bournemouth and Liverpool should do it tomorrow. Crystal Palace and Arsenal should do it in the second half. Just keep doing it. Stop saying they've changed the rules. They haven't. They are just giving Arsenal decisions because they aren't good enough to compete, says Josh. Oh, come on. I think Arsenal have been very good this half, actually, bringing it back to the football. I said this morning that we'd either see a refreshed, rejuvenated and focused Arsenal, or they'd continue to be like they were before Christmas. And actually, they have been very refreshed, very focused. I think the gap's done them good. And again, it's another kick in the teeth for the PGMOL, isn't it? Because really, well, they're trying to say there's a foul in the build-up to the Crystal Palace goal here. There's another obstruction. I don't know about that. But look, it just shows you, doesn't it? All these players playing so many games, so many extra minutes. I think Arsenal looked absolutely tired out when I last saw them play. And this half, much, much better. Much, much better. And that's got to be a positive for the title race, and it's got to be a positive for Arsenal fans to see Arsenal looking rejuvenated after a couple of weeks off. Let's have a look at this this goal here. I mean, Gabriel scored 2 fucking goals as well. I didn't even realise he scored the second one. Yeah, Ben White does not hold his ground. Whoever said Ben White holds his ground, I mean, there's literally a barging match going on. Maybe Dean Henderson should be stronger. Henderson's looking for a foul. I feel he could have avoided White, says McGarry. Yeah, but you know what? In fairness to Dean Henderson, and that's not words I will use, anyone from the United Stand will know. But in fairness to Dean Henderson, it is a rule change because it's always been given. So goalkeepers need to switch on now, don't they? They need to realise you're not going to get a foul for that. So you're going to have to be a little bit rougher. You're going to have to use your body. You have got your hands. You're going to have to push them out the way and go and get the ball. Where do you see Gabriel ranked as a defender? I personally think he's underrated. And that's been seen by most. Top 5 centre-backs this season. Do a poll on it, says it's Louis. Well, no, he's not in the top 5 centre-backs this season, no. Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.